Let's play! Hello? Okay, just close on me while I'm starting the part. Why not? You know, cause that's... Okay, I literally just clicked. That's all I did. Now I need to center this. Oh my god, what are you doing to me, game? I was already in the mood, too. The mood is ruined. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Let's Play Narcissu. Let's hop right back in. We're in Chapter 3, The Silver Coop. But it was still a blow. With funds this limited, there was no chance we were going to be sleeping in hotel beds. I could guess that the girl wouldn't have any money on her. I'd seen what she just put in the bag. Just medicine. What? Nothing. Well, I've been expecting it to turn out like this. We're actually pretty well off, given that we set out without any planning or preparation. In any case, there was no point in sitting around. I wanted to be on the move, not stuck in a lay-by. I read this part last time, didn't I? Yes, I did. We pulled into the road again, under the setting sun. How are you doing? Getting hungry yet? Come to think of it, we'd neither of us eaten since breakfast. Next time we come to... Wait, what? Didn't we do this? Find a... What? Yes, we did this. What? Why didn't it... Did it not save? Are you serious? Yeah, pink pajamas. We've done this. Oh my god. Can I fast forward? Is there... Yes, there is. Okay. He steals the clothes. This... I love how every part has been at least semi-dramatic. And, like, this part is not. So we need to find where you talk to the flowers. Okay, yes, okay. We've done this. Oh my god. Okay. It had started to rain. We've seen this, yes. This is where she sees the flowers, okay. The Narcissu flowers and where they're from and my good pronunciation of Japanese terms, better than my pronunciation of English terms, apparently. I didn't want to go to Wajishima. I didn't want to go anywhere in particular. Yes, we were at Chapter 3, that's why. Chapter 3, Maps. Time has stopped for me. I was just collecting knowledge, piling up meaningless facts and figures, draining information from the television screen. The world had lost its reality for me. There was nothing solid out there. But I still enjoy looking at maps. And I like cars and trains. Things that could have taken me out to all those places. I'd spread the maps out on my narrow bed, trace out journeys on them. Saloons, coupes, convertibles. I could drive anything on a map. Along Route 1, for example. Endless Route 1. Running along the beautiful coast under an indigo sky. I ran all the way to places like that. Place I could only dream of. Hot beaches curving gently around the coast, baked white sand under my feet. I could go anywhere when my eyes were closed. I could see things I'd never be able to see. I could visit places I'd never be able to visit. I have achieved nothing apart from filling my mind with trivia. All I've done is to increase my longing for things I'll never have. January 21st, 2005. The rain had stopped by morning. The sky was largely clear, with just a few clouds streaming across it, high above us. The roads were still wet. Our tires, apparently British, I think, hissed against the tarmac. We drove. Without any goal or aim, we just drove on through the day. Despite the previous night's conversation, I didn't make any attempt to strike out for Wajishima. There was no point. We couldn't afford the petrol. Yeah, definitely British. So I just carried on driving at random instead. It didn't help that I was lost. I'd never been much good at geography. The road signs were no help. I couldn't even read half the names on them. The navigator being broken was the last straw. I found myself slowing down, straining to read the signs as we passed them. Oh, I give up. What about? Oh, just trying to work out where we are, kind of thing. Tried to answer as unconcerningly as I could. It wasn't like she'd be able to help at all. We're in Iruma, Saitama Prefecture. What? If you take the next right on Route 16, we'll be heading for Hachioji. How do you know all this? Did you used to live near here or something? Not really. I was rather taken aback. Well, it'd be more accurate to say that I was bewildered. I couldn't think she could know all this. It was hard to believe that she'd ever had the opportunity to explore the countryside by herself. But in that case, do you know where the roads in other places are? Do you know the roads in other places too? Like, do you know the way to Awajishima? Why? I don't understand. It's like her favorite words. She's like Squall with whatever. I was just thinking, we might be able to make it if we stayed off the toll roads, do you think? See, we probably got just enough cash for the petrol. Do you want to go there? Huh? No, I suppose it's not exactly why I mean, don't ask then. She climbed up again. Her face hardened again, and she turned back to staring through the windscreen. Nor did she seem to be looking at the scenery. Her eyes seemed to be focused on something more distant. They were focused on anything at all. Don't ask, she said. Why not? Why on earth? What on earth did she mean by that? I wondered. And how would she have responded if I had said I'd wanted to go there? We pressed on aimlessly. That was inevitable. We hadn't had any plans that we set out other than to go somewhere that was neither home nor the 7th floor. And yet, it may just be me. I still couldn't help but feel like it might have been nice to have some goal in mind. Any goal would do. Just something to aim for. January 22nd, 2005. The sea. It's a bit chilly out, isn't it? We were standing on a nameless beach somewhere. Somehow, we ended up by the sea. I thought I was heading west, just because. But presumably at some point, we turned south instead. The sky was pitch black, and a rough and freezing wind was scouring the beach. We left the car on the road and walked down to look at the sea. She was standing with her head down, staring into the distance as usual. Her gaze was fixed on the horizon, where black waves and black sky melted together in the darkness. I thought we were just going to be looking at the sea for a bit. But then she started walking slowly towards the breaking waves. How do you think it would be? Now you're the one asking incomprehensible questions. Would this be a good way to die? I could just walk into the sea, just like this. She didn't stop as she spoke. She just kept on walking towards the surf. The third time is the last. There isn't a fourth time. You will choose whether to die on the 7th floor at home. Nobody has escaped that choice. That's what she told me before. She had been coming up to that third time. She hated both options. She'd passed the law on to me. She'd fulfilled her duty. Perhaps this was the third option. Don't ask me. I've never tried drowning. What if I did? What if I walked into the sea now? Would you stop me? This time she turned and faced me as she spoke. The moon was rising in the sky behind her. And those eyes of hers, that were usually lost in the distance, were focused right on me. I don't know. I can't tell without it happening. Don't say that to the girl, dude! That's horrible! Thought so. She turned away from me again. She started walking towards the sea again. Hey. What? Do you actually want me to stop you? She stopped again, only a few paces from the waves. The gusty wind battered her ankles with spray. If you want me to stop you, I will. Not really. Shall I leave you to it then? She didn't answer. But she didn't do it either. That was answer enough. Whoa, that was deep, man. The morning brought with it the crisp air characteristic of winter. The sky was, above the car, so blue, so calm. The overhead wires hummed, in the north wind, their plaintive chant. The silver coupe raced along, reflecting that sky in every panel of its bodywork. I was driving, she was sitting beside me, as usual. Once again, I had no idea where we were. That didn't bother me. The position of the needle on the fuel gauge was a different matter. We hadn't that much money to begin with. We've been shopping several times since then. I reckon we had about 7,000 yen left. That would probably cover 1 tank of petrol. Probably. I couldn't be sure. I hadn't a clue how much this car could hold. We weren't going anywhere in particular. That wasn't the point. The point was how we were moving. When we ran out of petrol, that would be that. Better fill up while we can. Right. There was a petrol station just here. I swerved into it and pulled up beside a pump. Good morning, sir. How will you be paying, cash or card? A teenager greeted me. That was not a teenager's voice. This was a full-service station. Cash? Regular or premium? Regular? Premium? It took me a moment to even work out that he was talking about types of petrol. As for the right answer, I hadn't a clue. How was I supposed to know? I'd only just passed my test when I fell ill. I never had the chance to learn about this kind of thing. Why are people messaging me on Facebook during this? Jesus Christ. Sir? Hang on. I stalled, racking my brain for an answer. The teenager stood there waiting. Eventually figuring that it probably wouldn't blow anything up if I got it wrong. I was about to give some vague and random answer. But then the girl beside me spoke first. Regular. Yeah, regular, please. Certainly, sir. So that's regular cash, full tank? Yes, that'll do nicely. Won't be a moment, sir. The teenager grinned in at us, and then lifted the nozzle from the pump and thrust it into the car in one smooth motion. The stench of petrol came drifting in through my slightly open window. Hey, are you sure regular's okay for this car? She didn't reply directly. She just pointed to the price list. That answered my question quite nicely. It tied in with what I vaguely remembered too, which was that the two really aren't all that different, except in price. Price might still be a problem. I watched the numbers tick past on the pump's meter. 27, 25, 26, 27, 28. The readings seemed to be rising awfully quickly. I began to have a nasty feeling in my stomach. I began to wonder what I'd do if we'd miscalculated. I hadn't really registered at the time, but I'd asked for a full tank. We had about 7,000 yen all told. Without knowing the car's capacity, I couldn't begin to calculate whether that would cover the bill. If I didn't, what then? By my reckoning, we could afford about 60 liters. 38, 39, 40, 41. The meter ticked on. The unpleasant feeling in my stomach got worse. God, is it ever going to stop? I muttered involuntarily. Don't worry, it's nearly full. Eh? This one only takes 50 liters. She was right. The meter stopped short about halfway between 47 and 48. There was a rattle of a printer, and the teenager reappeared at the window, holding a receipt. All right, sir. That'll be 5,240 yen, please. Oh, yeah, here. I extracted a 5,000 yen note from my pocket, and a rather crumpled 1,000 yen note, and I held them out. And here's your 760 yen change and your receipt. Thank you very much. I drove off immediately, leaving the attendant's cheerful farewell behind us. Now I could relax again, for a bit. At least I wouldn't have to worry about running empty for a while. I still had some money left, if only 2,000 yen. It was going to be a problem, but it could wait. I had other things on my mind just now. Hey, you never told me you were an expert about cars. I'm not. What you mean? Beautiful. Okay, so I think now I can know that this isn't a perfectly translated because, what you mean? You know, it's, I was worried that some of these were just awkward because of maybe the fact that it sounded British, but, no, I'm pretty sure that there's errors, so, I mean, what you mean? You even knew what the fuel capacity this thing has. Maybe it had been a lucky guess, or maybe that just some kind of general knowledge, and I was just plain ignorant. But I didn't think so. She'd known all about those roads, too. There's only one way to find out. I pulled the car's MOT certificate out from under the dashboard. You know what kind of car this is, right? Is that a question? Not exactly. Think of it as a quiz if you like. Honda Integra Coupe, Type R. Type R? Isn't that like a NES, SNES shooting game? Thought so. What about the spec then? It's a 99 spec, 5-speed manual, 200 horsepower. I couldn't believe she knew. But she continued, figure after figure, and they all matched the specifications on the sheet I was holding. Length, 4.38 meters. Width, 1.695 meters. Total displacement, 1,797 cc. Can I stop yet? Yeah, that's enough. Full marks, by the way. I put the MOT certificate back. Unbelievably, she got every last digit correct. I couldn't imagine how she'd managed to memorize so many figures. I couldn't imagine why, either. She shared newer stuff, though. Given her previously demonstrated expertise on roads and flowers, I couldn't help but admire her range of knowledge. How come you know all this stuff anyway? No reason. Probably just because I'm older than you are. And she fell silent again, as always. Her face had swung back to the window, and her eyes were distant again. I didn't get the feeling she was in the mood to answer any more questions. Older. She sure didn't look it. I couldn't prove she wasn't. All I knew for sure was what was written on her a wristband, Setsumi, blood group O. On matters like our relative ages, all I had to go on by blah 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 blah. On matters like our relative ages, all I had to go by were whatever details she let slip, and those were few and far between. We spent the rest of the day on the move, and I think that's a good point to end it. Hopefully I can actually save this time. I will see you guys next time on Let's Play Narcissu. Ciao. 16-minute video. You guys lucked out.